Behind them is Barenzo. Here's the first hurdle, and Ice Ranger leans over it, tackled again by Barenzo for the front ring. Not much speed on early. A length further back is Maximus Star settling in behind them at the next jump, and Ben Nevis is moving up on the outside. 3 lengths further back is Camazam. Pelicent, the favourites, got back to second last early in the piece, and Rapidly has dropped back to last. Coming around the home turn the first time, Ice Ranger on the inside, joined again by Barenzo, and coming up 3 deep on the outside there is Ben Nevis behind them. A length further back is Maximus Star. A gap then of about 5 lengths to Camazam, followed by Pelicent, who's next to last, and last of all Rapidly. 7 runners as they come around the home turn the hurdle at the 400 metre mark, and they face up to the first of 3 jumps in this section. And over on the inside, Ice Ranger is the leader by half length in advance of Barenzo. In behind the Maximus Star, Ben Nevis has dropped back a little bit on the outside. He's racing a bit deep there as they go to that first of the 3 jumps in the straight. They're followed further back in the field by Camazam on the inside of Pelicent, and 2 lengths further back is Rapidly. Coming to the second of the hurdles in the straight. Ice Ranger in charge from Barenzo as they clear that one and go past the judge into the final lap. 4 lengths further back to Ben Nevis on the outside of Maximus Star. 2.5 lengths further back is Camazam, and he was followed by Pelicent, and last of all is Rapidly. At the next jump, the last of 3 hurdles, down the straight they come with about 1,850 metres left to go, and Ice Ranger in charge, leading the best part of a length on Barenzo. A length and a half further back is Ben Nevis, who's now over on the inside, being followed by Maximus Star. Camazam is starting to gain ground, followed by Pelicent, who's still second last, and Rapidly is last as they swing around the back, just over 1,600 to go, and Ice Ranger given a bit more rain, led about 2.5 lengths in advance here of Barenzo. A length further back on the inside to Ben Nevis, being followed then by Camazam making a move. He's followed by Maximus Star. Pelicent sticking to the inside as they go over that next jump, and 2 lengths further back is Rapidly. They're in the back, just over 1,400 to go. Ice Ranger the leader by a half length to Ben Nevis, is getting a lovely run up on the inside to almost join him. Over on the inside, still making ground, Camazam being followed by Barenzo as they go down the back past the 1,300. Pelicent is going forward over on the inside, being followed by Maximus Star, and last is Rapidly. Coming down the side now, just over 1,100 metres left to go on the hurdle, and Barenzo's ranged up on the outside to take a slight lead from Ice Ranger, who's still there in the centre. Over on the inside, Ben Nevis, a length and a half Camazam. Then came Pelicent, and 4 lengths further back, Maximus Star's gone backwards, followed by Rapidly as they come down with about 900 metres left to go. Here's the second last jump, and Ben Nevis on the inside reached Redder, got over it about a head in advance of Ice Ranger. A length further back, Barenzo being followed by Pelicent, is now putting in his claim, and they're followed further back in the field by Camazam. Ben Nevis went to a clear lead. They've got 1 hurdle left to jump. He's increased his lead about 2.5 lengths to Pelicent, is now in hot pursuit. Half a length further back is Camazam, being followed by Barenzo, and further back to Ice Ranger. Round the turn they come, and the whips are out. Ben Nevis is the leader, tackled by Pelicent, running on the outside. They're out by 2 lengths to Camazam. A good long gap to Ice Ranger, and further back Barenzo, making the home turn 400 metres out now, and Pelicent has reached the lead. Pelicent is the leader at the top of the straight. He's got out by a length and a half in advance here of Ben Nevis as they straighten up and pull to the outside. Camazam coming to the last hurdle. Ben Nevis on the inside is making another effort. Pelicent is still there, and coming at them Camazam. It's Pelicent the outside, tackled by Ben Nevis in the final stages. Pelicent fighting on. Ben Nevis the inside. Pelicent. Ben Nevis has got his head in front, close to home. He fights back. Ben Nevis. Ben Nevis close to home. Camazam. Ben Nevis in front. Ben Nevis. A long head Camazam. Third Pelicent. A long gap further back then to Ice Ranger. Being followed next home by Barenzo. And then came next to last Rapidly. Last of all to finish in the event was Maximus Star. Well, a great finish in the first of the day here. And Ben Nevis has prevailed to beat Camazam. Tremendous finish. And Ben Nevis fighting back to win the day as we stand by for placings. First of the afternoon. And the numbers are 3, 6 and 2. Number 3, Ben Nevis, ridden by Brian Constable. Getting there just ahead of Camazam. And the one that looked the winner on the home turn, Pelicent, fighting back on the inside after certainly looking as if he would win on the home turn. But Ben Nevis has prevailed under strong rating, and he has...
Under the first. Regal Royal on the inside of Burn Cav Star. They're both over it okay. Lord Wendaya further out as the favourite Regal Royal goes back to third. Coming to the second here down the back. Regal Royal third. Volans Potton's outside at fourth, followed by Top That out 3 deep. A length to lap to go. Further back in the field, He's Crafty, followed by Langmore Lane and Baron Verdi for last of all. Burn Cav Star the leader now, working towards the home straight where they've got 3 jumps to negotiate, and it's Burn Cav Star and Lord Wendaya now moving up on the outside to join it. So Lord Wendaya is now drawing a length and a half in front. Burn Cav Star. Volans Pottons is third, 2 lengths away in the race. Top That, followed behind them by the favourite Regal Royal, fifth back on the inside. Then came Lap to Go, who's racing sixth. Further back the grey, He's Crafty. No speed on, 2 lengths further back, Langmore Lane, and for last of all, Baron Verdi at the first in the straight. And the leader, Lord Wendaya, across to the fence to lead the field 2 lengths. He got over that jump okay. He comes to the next down at the 50-metre marker on the first round. He jumped it all right, Lord Wendaya. He's a half in front now from Volans Pottins, and now top that, moving up 3 deep and third, a length to Burncav Star. 2 or 3 further back, Regal Royal now as they head towards the third and last in the straight. Further back, He's Crafty, followed on the outside by Lap to Go. Well back in the race then, Langmore Lane and Baron Verdi 5 or 6 lengths away last of all. 1,800 metres to go now. They work up the side. Heading towards the back of the track here on the final round. It's Lord Wendaya on the inside of Volans Pottins, about a half in it. Top that now moves up 3 deep to make a line of 3. 3 further back, Burncav Star 4th. 2 to Regal Royal, followed behind them by Lap to Go. Then He's Crafty, a length and a half away on the inside. A similar margin, Langmore Lane, and 6 or 7. Make it 8 lengths, Baron Verdi last of all. Coming to the next now. And it's top that, working to the front after being 3 deep. He goes to the lead and sets up a break of 4 lengths now from Volans Pottins now as they work inside the 1,400. Further back then, Lap to Go, moving to third. The favourite, Regal Royal, is now up 4th. Lord Wendaya's gone, losing ground badly. Burncav Star goes by it. Then Langmore Lane. He's Crafty, not travelling well. Baron Verdi goes by it last of all. Inside the 1,200, they come to the next. And top that, still 3 or 4 in front from Volans Pottins inside the 1,100. Regal Royal on the inside is third, followed by Burncav Star. Then came Lap to Go. Further back behind them, then we've got Langmore Lane now running to 5th. Heading along the back now, inside the 1,000 metres. Top that comes to the next. He's about 2 in front. Volans Pottins under pressure. Regal Royal, the favourite on the inside, goes by it into second placing, and Burncav Star is running on fairly well as they came to the next. It's top that 3/4 in front. The favourite, Regal Royal, and now Langmore Lane's cutting through on the inside to make a line of 3. Then Burncav Star and Volans Pottins. 3 in line now, working down the side here. Inside the 600 metres, they've got 1 to get over. Running towards the home turn, Langmore Lane on the inside with Regal Royal. They get away now from Volans Pottins. Further back in the field, then top that is weakening. Burncav Star further out under pressure. 400 metres to go. Regal Royal on the outside is drawn a neck in front now from Langmore Lane. They got away from Volans Pottins. 2 lengths further back, top that tiring with Burncav Star. 1 to get over, Regal Royal the favourite. On the outside of Langmore Lane, they come to it. Langmore Lane and Regal Royal, there's little between them. Volans Pottins 3 lengths away. Regal Royal, and on the inside, Langmore Lane, Regal Royal. Volans Pottins further out, the favourite's taken the lead. Regal Royal's taken the lead in the shadows of the post, and he comes away and wins at a length and a quarter. Second, Langmore Lane. Third, Volans Pottins. A good gap to top that. Then Burncav Star tiring. At long intervals, Baron Verdi. Further back, then we've got Lap to Go. And it's just about the last one to complete the course after race number 2.
Okay, across the line after the second at Warrnambool, 2 Regal Royal, the short price favourite, 150 and 110 from 4. Langmore Lane at 180 and 8 Volans Pottins at $10.80.
2 Regal Royal, 161 even. 4 Langmore Lane, 150. 8 Volans Pottins, 490.
He's calling out there, so he's been found. He's emerged. He'll have a lot of explaining to do, and he does get here. Right.
Racing. And missing it was Archway Angel. Nika away only fairly. First out, Spinning Dancer. Try Home, Hunker Hoss. Covered Star began well, and Kahlua Quickstep going up on the inside of Orlindi, and going forward there is Pizzicata Polka at the 1,000. Back along the inside, Oriental Fling. A length further away, Galway Sparkler. Nika's back 5th last. In front of it was Romy. In the bushes out deep and at the tail of the field, back with Vice Rate, and last of all, Archway Angel. 700 metres out, and Try Home takes a clear lead. 2 lengths, Pizzicata Polka. A length to Hunker Hoss. 1.5, Kahlua Quickstep, followed by Oriental Fling on the inside of Orlindi. Then Covered Star, Galway Sparkler, deep out, Spinning Dancer. Nika is a mile back coming to the turn. On the outside of it is In the Bush, and well clear there of Romy, followed by Archway Angel and Vice Raid 400 metres out. And Try Home 2.5 to Pizzicata Polka, Kahlua Quickstep. Hunker Hoss is beaten, switching deep there was Oriental Fling. Wider out, Covered Star, Orlindi, Spinning Dancer, 100 to 1 Nika. In front of it is In the Bush, but Try Home's in a race of its own inside the 200. 6 in front of Oriental Fling, Covered Star, In the Bush, and then Spinning Dancer. But Try Home, hands and heels, is going to romp in. Oriental Fling at the moment holding down second, but In the Bush getting home strongly will get up and beat it. Try Home by 6. In the Bush second, third Oriental Fling, Spinning Dancer, Covered Star. Then Nika, who was never in the race, followed next then by Kahlua Quickstep or Lindy. Well back Archway Angel, Romy, with Galway Sparkler, Hunker Hoss, and last in Pizzicata Polka by 1 tailed off, and that was Vice Raid.
And the winner number 9, Try Home, 16.90, 360. 4 In the Bush, 140. 6 Oriental Fling, 460.
On the Super Tab there, number 9, Try Home to return $16.80 and $3.40. 4 in the bush, $1.40 and 6 for Third Oriental Fling, $4.40.
Number 4, Sambia Haja. It's come from a mile back. Actually, it was behind Nika at the 800. And third placing will go to Oriental Fling, I think it was. We've called third there, ridden by Adam Murfitt. The winner, Try Home. Hasn't raced since July of last year, so a great training effort there by Donnie Campbell. By the pug from Lace of Stars, an Australasian mare. A Canadian mare named Australasian, raced by G.N. Ma. The Clive Road Syndicate and Argyle Racing Western Syndicate. Don Campbell, the trainer at Geelong.
Size 3.
First of 8 races here at the Sapphire. The weather is perfect. The track is in great order. They're racing in the first, and there's not going to be a great deal of pace on early. No one wants to lead. Princess Gorgeous lobbed out in front, and the rider immediately grabbed hold. So Dancing Trio, under a good restraint, is going to go through and lead at a canter. So Dancing Trio takes up the lead. 2 lengths on Princess Gorgeous when they reach the end of 250 metres. About 3 lengths away, Multifacet on the inside of Silver Gamble. So they're just going to amble down the back straight in the first with only the 4 runners in this maiden. And Dancing Trio at the 1200 metre mark is strong on the bit. 1 length to Princess Gorgeous. The odds-on favourite, about 2 lengths away to Silver Gamble, racing on the outside of Multifacet. The small field in the maiden in the first event here at the Sapphire at the 1000. They run onto the corner, and Dancing Trio is still under a good hold with little speed on. 1.5 on Princess Gorgeous. Multifacet a further 2 lengths away, and Silver Gamble being niggled at a further 2 lengths away at the tail. They're inside the 800 metre mark, and Dancing Trio continues to enjoy this lovely run in front. 2 lengths on the favourite Princess Gorgeous. 2 lengths away Multifacet. A further 2 lengths to Silver Gamble. Indian File at the 600 metre mark, although he eases off the fence now on the favourite Princess Gorgeous. He's 1 length away from the leader, which is Dancing Trio. 2 lengths to Multifacet is back third as they turn, and Silver Gamble still at the tail. Into the straight, Dancing Trio, a bit of a roughie, has had a soft run in front, but the favourite Princess Gorgeous is going to range up on the outside. He takes a couple of peeps back as he races towards the 300, and he drove the favourite, the odds-on pop Princess Gorgeous, to the lead. Multifacet, the only danger, is 1.5 lengths away. Princess Gorgeous, he's got to get to work coming to the 100. Here's Multifacet. Multifacet comes at Princess Gorgeous, just about gets level. Multifacet puts his head in front, close to home, and Multifacet gets the money in the first. Princess Gorgeous, she remains a maiden, odds on into second money today. Silver Gamble was third, and Dancing Trio has run at the tail. Well, Princess Gorgeous, she had her opportunity for punters, the favourite. She just enjoyed a beautiful run, sat on the leader all the way, but Multifacet for John Scourse produced a terrific finishing burst to get the money. Number 2, Multifacet, John Scourse, trained by Warrnambool at Maruya. He's got a very strong team in today, Warrnambool, and that's a strong sign. He's taken the first event with Multifacet, who's a chestnut gelding 3 by Big Stone out of Tisy, by the Beans of Gold Racing Proprietary Limited Syndicate, the manager D and Mrs M. Bathelmoo. Second in the event will go to 3, Princess Gorgeous. She's now had 14 starts and yet to crack a win. She's had 8 placings, so proving very frustrating for not only punters but also for connections. And 5, Silver Gamble will get third money. There'll be no third dividend. In fact, there'll be only the 1 dividend, and that'll be on the winner, Multifacet, who should pay $2.30 in New South Wales. Multifacet.
Stalls are back and they're off. Jumped in a beautiful line. Vista Way on the inside, away pretty well. River Junction from out wide is coming across. Matura and also Enemy up in that leading brigade. But River Junction leads them. 2 lengths Enemy. Matura. Out wide was Wildfire, followed by Vista Way on the inside, and then came Lisa's Ace. A length away in the field to King of Runner. Behind those then out very wide was Locker Room. Feist on the inside, further back then Bit of a Tune. 1.5 lengths away Amberline. Indian Rose 1 off the fence. Out very wide was Defiant Way. Abu Garcia on the inside as well back. And 2 or 3 last of all, Moving Pictures heading down the side, and it's River Junction in front here from Enemy. Deep out here was Wildfire with Vista Way just behind them, and Matura 3 out as they come to the turn. Then King of Runner further back in the race. Then we had out very wide Bit of a Tune, who's turning out very wide with all also Locker Room as they turn for home. River Junction with Wildfire, despite racing wide with 200 to go, is now moving up to tackle River Junction. Vista Way back on the inside, King of Ruther, and Locker Room further out, but it's River Junction in front from Wildfire. King of Ruther making late ground, but River Junction in front and leads all the way. River Junction wins it by 3/4. Wildfire, King of Ruther grabbing third, then Locker Room behind them. Then we had Bit of a Tune, followed by Vista Way. In behind those came Feast further back in the race, then Enemy, followed by Abu Garcia, never coming into it. Indian Rose well back with Defiant Way, Amberline, Matura, and pulling up quickly after the line was Lisa's Ace.
Winner number 6 River Junction, $8.30, $3. 4 Wildfire, $2.30. 18 King of Ruther, $7.50.
6 River Junction, $7.80, $2.50. 4 Wildfire, $2.40. 18 King of Ruther, $7.30.
And Robert Smurden has won here with River Junction. Coming from a wide stall, was hustled out by Andrew Payne to lead them. Set up a break of about a length on the turn. Wildfire has run a terrific race after sitting wide. And it's officially second, and third, number 18, King of Ruther. So the numbers in the frame, 6, 4 and 18 up.
6 River Junction.
The judge, 1.5 to City Charm and a half length Dentley's outside, about 4 lengths from the leader. They race to the 1100 metre mark, and Help is the pilot, out by 2 lengths on I Knew the Judge, and the pace has been okay for a 4-horse race. City Charm is third. They're in Indian File now, 1.5 lengths away to Dentley at the tail. They're at the 900, and Help shows the way. He makes a move on I Knew the Judge to be within a half length on his outside. 1.5 City Charm is just trailing these 2 leaders, and 2 lengths to Dentley the tail. They're racing to the 700, and I Knew the Judge has taken to the lead on the outside, a half length on Help. They're 3 lengths on City Charm. Has been popped the question now. It's going to be a bit of a sprint home at the 600 metre mark, and on the outside I Knew the Judge leads narrowly from Help, who kicked back through. They're 2.5 lengths City Charm, 3 lengths to Dentley, who's under the stick, turning at the 400 metre mark, and Help just about on level terms again with I Knew the Judge. There's still 3 lengths on City Charm, and then further 2 lengths to Dentley under the stick. I Knew the Judge now got back to the lead. He leads narrowly from Help, who keeps boxing on. They're about 4 lengths on City Charm under heavy pressure inside the 200, and again Help fought back to draw level with I Knew the Judge. Help doing a little bit the better now. It's Help more than a half on I Knew the Judge, and Help, he gets the upper hand close to home, and Help comes away to score. He scores about 2 lengths from I Knew the Judge. City Charm a little bit disappointing today, never got into it. He's run third, and Dentley has been trailed them throughout. Well, what a duel out in front between this pair, Help and I Knew the Judge. First I Knew the Judge looked like going to the lead from the jump, but then Help, John Nisbet decided to whip up and put the pace on, and those tactics have probably won him the race. Help then put the pressure right on I Knew the Judge. I Knew the Judge whipped up around him at the 600 to take the lead again, but Help kept travelling up on his inside and making him work. I Knew the Judge, a narrow leader coming inside the 300, but Help just kept boxing away, and he's worried him out of it. And on the line, Help was drawing away for a fairly comfortable win. Help should pay $4.10 the win. There'll be no dividends on the place getters. $4.10 for the win. Help's trained by Callan Newcomb at Canberra, ridden by John Nisbet, by Impatune out of Gypsy Heiress, as a brown gelding 6-year-old, and is owned by Mrs. C.M. and Dr. R.L.G. Newcomb. Second will be number 3, I Knew the Judge, Ray Silburn. Third will be number 1, City Charm. Never got into the race, City Charm, really. Had a beautiful trail back off the leaders. Was under heavy pressure turning for home and failed to respond, so very disappointing. As Help came away for a strong win. Now, the time was 1:38.07. 1:38.07. 2 1/4 lengths by 4 lengths. 2 1/4 by 4 lengths. 1:38.07 the time, and a fairly comfortable win to Help here in the second at the Sapphire. We'll be back for the third here, the Eden Cup over 1,200 metres at 1:55.
Okay. But it was Paxtino is down, and another one's run off the track. Nitro was following Paxtino and has run off the track, Nitro. So 2 early casualties as they come around the home turn the first time in the Brierly, and Cool Groom has assumed control. He leads over that first of 5 fences in the lane, a couple of lengths in advance of Wicker Man. They were followed closely over on the outside there by Divine Legend, who's prominent, just in behind them, Good as Glimmer, and they were followed by Worthy Knight, who's ridden back in the field today. He's followed by River Tough, a length and a half, Ben Dan Sear, and further back is Deck Chair Chairs, and March Past is last of all. They're coming down past the judge's box towards the next tall timber, and the leader is Cool Groom. Has a good look at it, comes along to it, jumped it nicely in advance of Wicker Man, who also made a good leap, and Divine Legend is up there on the outside as they come to the next jump. A length and a half to Good as Glimmer, being followed by Ben Dancer. 2 lengths further back is River Tough. He's over on the inside of Worthy Night as they clear the next one, and then came March Past, and very wide on the track there is Deck Chairs as they race along towards the fence in Dunn's paddock, and the leader is Cool Groom, about 2 lengths in advance of Divine Legend. Wicker Man close handy, Good as Glimmer just in behind them, and a bit further back then Worthy Night, being followed by Ben Dancer, who's taking closer order. River Tough is in behind them. March Past is second last, and Deck Chairs is last of all. They head towards Brierly paddock, the fence that leads them into this section, and the leader Cool Groom has fenced well throughout. He cleared that one nicely, cut the corner by a couple of lengths to Good as Glimmer. A length further away Wicker Man. Divine Legend on the outside is next, followed closely by March Past, who made a bit of ground by a good leap at that fence. Then Ben Dancer, Worthy Night rapid a little on the inside there is River Tough, and last of all Deck Chairs, the first of the fences in Brierly paddock. They've all negotiated it safely, and the leader is Cool Groom, about 3 lengths in advance of Good as Glimmer. Over the next one he goes with a good breaker. Wicker Man is running a good race on the inside of Good as Glimmer, a length and a half to March Past, being followed closely by Ben Dancer. Then Divine Legend, followed by Worthy Night behind them, and last of all is Deck Chairs. And River Tough is a long way back at the third of the fences in Brierly. Cool Groom over it safely by 2 lengths in advance of Wicker Man, a length to Good as Glimmer, being followed by March Past. In behind them Ben Dancer as they come to the top of the hill towards the first of Cox's double here. Cool Groom is the leader. He's jumping magnificently so far as he comes to the first of this double, cleared it safely. Here's the second one. He's over that one nicely. Down in Granter's paddock he comes, Cool Groom in the Jim Houlihan colours, and down to the lone fence in Granter's paddock. It's Cool Groom over that one safely. Hasn't put a foot wrong so far. Leads 4 lengths in advance now. Wicker Man second, followed by March Past, and Worthy Night in behind them as they come to the Toses Road double, which leads them back on the course, brother. The first of the double, Cool Groom cleared it well, cut the corner. Over that one he goes. He's back on the course, brother, with a handy break, Cool Groom. And now we've got 4 fences left to jump in the Brierly. Cool Groom about 3 lengths in advance of Wicker Man, who's now giving chase. 2 lengths to March Past. A gap in the field at the head of the others then. Worthy Night being followed by Ben Dancer, and Good as Glimmer's lost his rider. And now they've got 3 fences left to jump, 850 metres to go. Cool Groom, 2 lengths to Wicker Man, who's closing the gap a bit. 2.5 lengths away, March Past, a long gap to Worthy Night, Ben Dancer, and River Tough and Divine Legend is further back, but Cool Groom has increased his lead as he comes up to what will be the second last fence, about 500 metres left to go. Cool Groom out full of running, led 4 lengths to Wicker Man, a length to March Past, a good long gap, Divine Legend. Here's the second last one, and Cool Groom sailed over it. He's 5 lengths ahead. In second place is Wicker Man, being followed by March Past. Cool Groom inclined to hang a bit as he comes around the home turn. 1 fence left to jump, and is situated on the outside rail as they straighten up, and Cool Groom the leader, still about 2 lengths in advance of March Past, who's closing the gap a bit, being followed by Wicker Man, Divine Legend and River Tough. At the last one, Cool Groom the leader, a couple of lengths to March Past. Here he comes to it. Cool Groom has a good look at it, cleared it safely, and is well clear of March Past and Wicker Man. Divine Legend behind them, followed by River Tough, but it's Cool Groom. March Past is trying to get to him, but won't make it, and Cool Groom has given a great exhibition of jumping to score on the Brierly, and goes past the poster winner by 5 lengths to March Past. In third place is River Tough, who made up ground, Divine Legend, followed by Wicker Man, Ben Dancer, and there's that riderless one, Good as Glimmer, and Worthy Night has failed to complete the course.
Well, they're always sensational races to watch, and Cool Groom, the favourite home at 261.60, dashing display over March Past and River Tough. Here's the last part of the Redcliffe race. This is race.
They're racing. Concord Flight stood there, missed it by about 2 lengths, and Maringo Bay actually won the jump. Bleep is pushing up on his inside, and Mighty Splendid is outside, and they're going to take the favourite on in the early stages, the stablemates. Bleep, Maringo Bay, Mighty Splendid almost make a line of 3. 2 lengths to Mr. Quong Tart, 3 to Concord Flight. So Maringo Bay, the favourite, he had his head in front. He's about a neck clear on Bleep, racing on his inside. Mighty Splendid, 3 wide at the 800. They're making the favourite run. He certainly didn't get his own way in front, and Scott Pollard niggles at Maringo Bay as Mighty Splendid keeps the pressure on him. 1 length to Bleep back on the inside, 3 to Mr. Quong Tart, and a further 3 to Concord Flight at the tail. They're racing to the top of the straight, 4.50 to go. Maringo Bay, he's about a head clear as he turns from Mighty Splendid. They've dropped off Bleeps about 3 lengths back, a further 2 lengths away Mr. Quong Tart, and Concord Flight has a big job in front of him. He went from Maringo Bay, and he's drawn about a half clear, racing towards the 200. Mighty Splendid's under heavy pressure, a gap to Bleep, and then Mr. Quong Tart. Maringo Maringo Bay got more than a length clear now. Running on fairly now is Bleep, and Mr. Quong Tart late down the outside. Maringo Bay starts to paddle. He's still clear. Bleep tries hard, but Maringo Bay will be too strong. Maringo Bay goes on to score from Bleep. Mr. Quong Tart and Concord Flight will be in a photo for third, and Mighty Splendid at the tail. Thought he was just starting to get a little weary, Maringo Bay, but he's pretty guts, and he held them at bay comfortably. He scored by more than a length, actually, on the line. Ridden by Scott Pollard. He was taken on throughout the race. Scott Pollard didn't panic. He decided not to push forward. He decided to just stay there and try and get Maringo Bay to relax and not spend too much in the first half of the race, and those tactics worked well, because then Scott Pollard kicked Maringo Bay clear at the 300. He dropped off Mighty Splendid. He got the winning break there. Working home nice was Bleep, and Mr. Quong Tart getting home okay the outside, but Maringo Bay had stole a march on them. Good ride, Scott Pollard, a good heady ride for a young fellow. He has got some potential.
Yes, indeed. Maringo Bay, 190, 120. Bleep and Mr. Quong Tart for the minors. So 125 it is after the running of the Eden Cup Open Handicap there at the Sapphire Coast. All the rage at Herald Park is Nigel.
Last 2 handicap over the 1700 metre course. And they're ready to go. They're off. El Tiger first to jump to the inside. King of the Bay has missed it. Young Red began smartly also as they sort themselves out at the 1600 and takes a slight lead here from Aries Inlet, who was away very quickly and going fast up on the outside is Old Duncan in search of the leader. El Tiger is still there on the rails. A length and a half further back is Roccacelli, being followed closely by Biolad. A bit further back to Great Tana, moving up on the outside. St. Louis Swing as they go down the back. A length and a half to Just a Blur. He's followed then by Ink, and further back to Marshall Rule as the field starts to string out. Birthday Pride is a long way off the lead, followed by Jackawill, and King of the Bay is last of all. Coming up past the 1200, Young Red leads a length in advance of Old Duncan. A length further back in third place is El Tiger, 2.5 lengths away as the favourite there. Aries Inlet on the inside of St. Louis Swing as they've passed the 1000. A length and a half to Roccacelli, being followed by Great Tana. Marshall Rule making ground on the outside. Bioladders back on the rail. A length and a half to Jackawill, being followed by Birthday Pride. Just a Blur getting well back there with Ink, and King of the Bay still last of all. 800 metres left to go. Young Red by a half length to Old Duncan, 2 lengths to El Tiger. Now moving forward, Aries Inlet is laying fourth. A length and a half to St. Louis Swing on the outside of Roccacelli. Biolad pushing up on the rails. A length and a half further back then at the head of the others, Marshall Rule. Birthday Pride followed well back by Jackawill. Behind them, Great Tana. Ink is a long way off the leader, and King of the Bay as they're making the home turn. Young Red is tackled by Old Duncan, looking for a way out there. Biolad is coming into the picture over on the outside as Aries Inlet well positioned as they straighten up. 250 left to go. Aries Inlet takes the lead, but here comes Marshall Rule with a good run down the outside, and it's Marshall Rule coming at Aries Inlet, who fights back on the rails and finishing very quickly now. Jackawill from a long way back could be the danger. Aries Inlet on the inside again takes a slight lead close to home. Aries Inlet is hanging on. He's just going to win it. Oh no, very tight here. Aries Inlet or Jackawill, who made a dive on the post. There's not much between the pair of them. Third home is Marshall Rule, followed by Biolad. Birthday Pride made up a lot of ground, and further back in the field then at the head of the others would be Roccacelli, followed next home in the race by King of the Bay. Great Tana is in behind them. El Tiger is a long way back with Young Red and Just a Blur, and St. Louis Swing is last of all. Now that horse has made a dive on the line, the one on the outside, Jackawill, when Aries Inlet looked to have it won. Not that I'm saying he hasn't won, but you'll find this is pretty tight. As we stand by for the photo between Aries Inlet and Jackawill, that's Aries Inlet on screen, and look at Jackawill dive on it. He might have got up. Looking at the photo here on track, it looks to have got up, Jackawill. So we'll stand by for all placings. And, well, there's not much in it. Here's the photo on screen, nearly a dead heat. So the judge obviously will go for the magnifying glass. Not much in it. Jackawill the outside. And Aries Inlet as we wait for the official result. After a tightly contested finish to the Unimold Class 2 handicap. There's not much in that. The camera will decide. Who was that bloke that said include me out? I'll wait for the result of this.
All right, well, the judge will have his work cut out there. That is pretty hard to tell on... It looks like a dead heat, really. If anything, the outside horse, but it is close. Very, very close there. Okay, there it is again. The judge's got the magnifying glass out. Mudgee, very exciting race 6. Now, Rod, is it Mudgee? The last word on this fourth event, Rod?
Yeah, look, Chris, number 2, Islet, is very, very short, and I'll be